Hi there, I'm going to share with you some ways that you may not be aware that your phone is giving many people the ability to basically hijack your phone. Now keep in mind, this is America, where we've seen various types of corporations that have been hacked. The Social Security Administration was hacked, Yahoo was hacked, so many big companies have been hacked. So do you think these little apps couldn't be hacked? So basically these apps have the ability to go and access anything in your phone, literally anything. And not only that, but to delete anything out of your phone. So I'm going to show you. So you go to your apps, okay, and you're going to go down here, and it says Special App Access. And this will show you if there's any apps that have, so you can modify system settings. They can picture-in-picture, unrestricted data. Click on that. And basically what it means, let's go to carrier services. Then there's another called usage access. And this is basically just an invasion of your privacy, right? Whoops, wrong one. So you click on this right here, okay? And so just to show you what it means, usage access allows an app to track what other apps you're using and how often, as well as your carrier language settings and other details. Other details could be anything, and of course they don't even tell you. So we just turn that off, and here it'll show you all of them. And when you first get a phone, there's so many ways they have it designed where your phone is just sharing all kinds of stuff. Games, I can play games on this phone, right? Now let's talk about Wi-Fi control. Now, I don't like Wi-Fi on my phone because it uses the battery, and especially when you're out in the public, and it's just easy there's a lot of people out there that can hack phones, and I just generally don't use Wi-Fi, except for in my home. But I like to have complete control of my Wi-Fi. I don't want other people to have control of my Wi-Fi. So maybe this doesn't matter to you, but I'm just going to share one of these things. And again, clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, so just for example, so what this means for any of these apps, what it means for Wi-Fi control is it says allow this app to turn Wi-Fi on or off, scan and connect to Wi-Fi networks, add or remove networks. So some hacker can just add their own network. I'm just saying, this is a serious permission to give to many apps that are in your phone. Many apps, maybe some that you even download. If you download an app, you can be careful what permissions that it requires for you to download that app, because there's a lot of malicious apps out there. So, or start a local only hotspot. So just turn those off unless you really need them. Have you ever noticed that you know that you turned your Wi-Fi off, and yet somehow or another it just keeps getting turned back on? Well, this could be one of the reasons. Then click on privacy. Now, do you really want to give microphone access to all of the apps? Like 70, 80 apps or whatever that you have in your phone? Do you really want to give that access to everybody? And then you can go here, show clipboard access, activity controls. Check into your privacy dashboard, because this will show what one's apps or whatever that are accessing. So if you see, for example, you have apps that you never even use, and why are they accessing your stuff, right? Camera, this will show which ones, see like other permissions, click on that. Then you have nearby devices. Let's see what that is. Okay, this is an app I don't even use, so I'm just going to turn that off, and you'll get this, oh, It may no longer function as intended. Well, that's okay because I never use it anyways. And why does Google need to know about any of my nearby devices? I don't think that's appropriate. Now, apps with this permission can make and manage phone calls. Now, that's generally, this is like you using the app, okay? But I don't even use this. Like, if these apps in here, I don't even use. So if you don't, then turn them off. And then one really important one to be aware of is ads. Manage ads personalization on this device. Ad privacy, reset advertising ID, delete advertising ID, enable debug logging for ads, instruct apps to write ads debugging information such as network traffic to the system log, make sure that's off. And do you know that they give you an ID? That's right, for advertisers. So if you click on delete advertising ID, it says apps can no longer use this advertising ID to show you personalized ads. Did you happen to look up something like, oh, I don't know, a specific type of shoe, and the next thing you know, you're seeing advertisements for that shoe for the next month? I'm just saying, she's that as an example. So here you go. If you don't, this is how you do this. It says this deletes your current advertising ID. Apps can still show you ads, but they may not be as relevant or interesting to you. They want to discourage you from this, right? Like you're going to miss out on something. Apps use the device advertising ID to show you personalized ads. When you lose personalization, it means you have less control over the type of ads you see. See, they're trying to discourage you, but the fact of the matter is your ID is connected to your phone number. You don't want an ID out there, okay? They're going to be, watching your every little thing. Now it says your advertising ID will be deleted, but apps may have their own settings which can also affect the type of ad you see. You can always get a new advertising ID later. Like, we're just going to go track somebody down to get an advertising ID. Please give me an ID so you can advertise to me. You really see that happening. Okay, now, but this is important. Other apps may have their own settings. And so, yes, that's why you have to check each and every app. And I know that's tedious when Google automatically, when they sell you a phone, gives you about 80 apps to start with. And so to know what on earth each app can do with your phone, in your phone, at any time that it wants to, you will just have to click on each and every one. Say, for example, let's see what calculator app can do. What permissions does it have? Well, currently none, right? Because I make sure I turn it off. So on camera, it's appropriate for camera to have the ability to access files and media because you're basically, you use those while you're using the app. But they don't need to know your location, right? So you can just turn that off. Call Guardian. I never use that. That's an app I don't use. So their permissions are call logs. They don't need that because, well, I don't use this. So just click it. And I say, but it won't work. That's okay because I don't use it. Another app that I don't use, files and media. This is what this app would use. You can do this. You say allow access to media, or sometimes it'll say only while being used. Now, carrier services, now they won't like this, but make them ask for permission every time. And you'd be surprised at the things that apps, maybe some that you never even use, what they want access to in your phone. Files and media for games. I don't use games in my phone. A lot of people do, but I don't in my phone. But they, if I would allow them or not pay attention to it, they want access to your microphone, your phone, your files, and all of your files and media. A radio? Why does a radio need access to your files and your media? You see? That's why I'm saying when it says that make sure you check other apps, okay, for what it gives permission to do, especially with advertising. But for them to have access to other things, it's a radio. Why would it need access to your files and media? Just say no. Just say no, radio. Now for the Fit app, I could see it wanting your physical activity, but why does it need access to your camera? Now, Google TV wants your contacts, your location, which I guess to maybe show you news or something, your microphone. Google TV wants access to your microphone and your nearby devices. And of course, GPay wants it all. And that interactive wallpapers, well, they want access to all your files and all your media. Just say no. Yeah. And so make sure you check in with Permission Manager because control app access to your data. This will show you what has what. Body sensors, 1 of 1 apps are allowed. Calendar, 3 of 7 apps are allowed. Call logs, 5 of 7 apps. Camera, 7 of 22 apps can access your camera. Files and media. Now files, which, depending on what you have in your phone, there's a lot of personal stuff in files that you may have. And that means files, any kind of files. Documents, notes, anything. So a lot of these just random apps, unless you go in and say no, 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 all of these can access anything in your phone. So it's a little bit tedious, but when you get a phone, or maybe you've never done this before, you need to go in and to all of these apps and just say no, or at least know, can all these apps accessing anything and everything at any time in your phone. And, of course, advertising and whatnot. So I hope this has been maybe a little bit helpful. Is there maybe little something in here that, maybe you didn't know before, or maybe it could be helpful? Appreciate if you give a like, sub if you're not already, and I hope you have a blessed day. Comment below what you thought of this video.